Welcome to the Hampshire 1900 start for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 27th of February 1932, which means we've managed to get through another winter, especially down in Milford-on-Sea, where we will be focusing quite a lot of this video on. But before that, I just want to give you a bit more of a general update, starting with Eastleigh, because not that much has changed, but what has kind of happened is that I've built this extra road here, partly to try and improve the efficiency with moving the crops there, but also what I want to do is make a little bit of a change here. Can I join that up? No, okay. This is gonna have to get deleted in 2 sections. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. That bit's been picked up, and we will assign these guys here as well. I think all we're going to get from here is construction waste, which we could be sold off straight away. Now, the reason I've done this is that I've got a bit of an opposite problem, which is what I have been having, is the fact that I wasted some crops simply because I didn't have the storage capacity here. And of course, at the moment, we've only got we're already using the largest actual grain silo, which is 4,800. So what I'm planning on doing here is 2 things, if I can do it, but you can see we need to do it. I'm not sure if that will make that connection there. I'd like, if possible, to get a silo connection there. If not, what we'll do is we'll connect it to the warehouse, or just create it as a store here. The reason for that is that we just need that extra storage in this area. Now, the next thing I want to do is, we're now in 1932. And this is probably going to become a little bit of a regular feature now. Not the courthouse. We've got to start now checking our research here. The other thing I'm also going to show you a bit more frequently in the beginning, you can see we've now got 3 pages of vehicle replacement. So you can see we've got a heavy covered hole here, which has just been replaced in Crawley, which is a bit unfortunate because it means that we've spent money which we didn't need to spend, because we are still manufacturing the covered holes down here. We've got the covered holes slowly being reproduced there, and these are being increasingly fed into our farms. I think the other thing that's causing a little bit of a cause for concern, I don't think it's a major problem at the moment, is the fact that we're running quite a lot of waste. Now, of course, we got this train here that's not actually doing anything. But what I've done is, or what I want to do is, come to here. This is rail supplies. Is this it? Let me just see. Who's actually supplying this area here? Yeah, it's this one here. What I want to do here is we're going to buy a small covered hole. Let me just see. Okay, we've got don't have a lot in the way of options here. And that is probably a very good segue into saying, as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me a lot to think about. And one comment I did get was related to vehicle size, as if you're doing an early start DLC. And the problem is that if you play without mods, which is purely a game style charge, I mean, if you want to do it. In fact, I have considered maybe doing a 1930 start with the DLC with no mods, just because I've heard that it's quite difficult to actually do it. And to me personally, when I'm playing like this game, that kind of playing just without mods just reduces the flavour of the overall experience when you do an early start, because the early start you want to do different things, and I think the early start DLC is a little bit too restrictive. But but of course the vehicle capacity makes quite a big difference, especially with respect to, which is what was the discussion of the comment, was the heavy sized haulers. Because if you've only got 5-ton trucks coming out here delivering the gravel, it does make a bit of difference. Now, the only thing I would suggest is that if you've got to use large numbers of trucks, is to build multiple quarries, more quarries than you actually need, even if these quarries are kind of sat around half empty. In fact, this one's not doing anything at all at the moment, because I think I'm not using, because this is going. The reason why I'm suggesting building multiple quarries is the fact that you've got multiple loading points. And the other thing I would suggest, if you've got a actual unloading connection here, is to do what I did over here in Warstock. Is if you come up into Warstock here, I'm lost just here, is to put actually a loading bay here, or if necessary two. One that gives you the conveyor connection to move things distance, and then the other thing is that this gives you more positions to unload to manage that swarm. Yeah, so that's an option there. Now we're actually in Warstock. I'm going to give you a bit of an update, but the first thing we're going to do, as I say, is what we're going to be doing quite regularly now. If I can find the... Where is it? It's here, isn't it? Oh no, it's not this one. It's over here. I need to start checking my research. You can see here we've now got semiconductors. So we're going to pop that out and start that research going with the semiconductors. You can see also in here that we might have a bit of a problem with the overflow on the university, but that's okay. I mean, some of these people will get an education eventually. Plus the fact is, I think I've got a fairly overeducated workforce at the moment. In fact, yeah, it's way too overeducated at the moment. Virtually everybody in my economy has a, I can put it, has a university education. Because one thing you've got to be a bit careful here is when you see this here, and it says 2,800. No, I suppose it's not. I mean, we've got productive age workers, the demographic. See, when it says here, like, you've got 2,432 uneducated people, and that's because of these children here, 7 to 21-year-olds. In fact, it might even include the babies down here. And then, of course, the low-educated workforce. So, but what you really need to do is correlate the university educated with your actual productive age workers. You can see, so we've got about 700 people who don't have a full university education, which is really good actually, because one thing about highly educated people is the fact that they will increase your demands for electronics. Now we're doing the I've just kicked off this here, which is the research for the semiconductors. Now what I'm really interested in, something we will try and take a look at in this part, is if I put in horse, what this do is it might actually open up this building here, which is the last part of the horse thing. And what this is it might only be dependent on semiconductors, but we may have to do electronics, which means we have to wait longer. But what that is, this is a what you'd call I can't remember what it's actually called properly. I think it's called the horse feed converter. And what that will do is produce the basics for why we've left this gap here. But once that's ready to go, I'll talk a little bit more about that in detail. Now, over at Bourstock again, just to show you, that's the hauler. Oops. I've got a bit of a problem with hazardous waste here. So what I want to do is set up another burning pit here, but part of me says up here, but let me just check that. Yeah, this is well under control. I'm just going to put another burning pit here. Going to set one here. Just by fuel depot. Add a fuel depot there. And what I am going to do is put the actual genuine hazardous waste. I think we'll send this directly to there. What I've done here, what I want here is one will be burning all the hazardous waste, because the problems is coming from down over here. Oops. Is clearing these sites, because you can see that these have all got, oh, these ones here have got hazardous waste. And that's what's causing that problem up there. Now, another thing I've also done here is I've actually extended the railway down to here to make the connection to over here. That leaves this area here that's fully encased, and at the moment I'm not too sure what I want to do with it, to be honest. At the moment this is all being kind of left open. I mean, later on we may actually, because it's nice and it's nice and flat. So what we may have here later on is an electronics industry or something like that, or maybe even possibly, if I can get the resources in, because we'll have steel up there. We may have scope here for some vehicle production, but so I want to keep that option open at the moment. We are still expanding into here. We've got some people expanding into here. Now, I do have a problem. It's kind of part of the problem at the moment is that this hospital is a little bit too far away. And so what I'm thinking is this area is going to get quite big. So I'm just wondering, I mean, it's within range of the sanitation. So I'm wondering, actually, if we push this, actually, do I really want this out on the, I think we're going to put this historic hospital right next to the shopping centre. Get that underway. We've got new vehicle types coming in. Well, we will take a look at the new vehicle types. The other thing I'm thinking is a fire station out here as well. This is more long-term planning, and we'll put a proper fire station out here like that. I mean, so we'll put a fire station there as well. Once this connection's gone, we will remove this mud road here, which is causing a little bit of inconvenience. So we've now got that area here. And now, just to show you the vehicles that we've got come in, we've got another bulldozer. We've got the Gaz AA and a Ford BBL. And we've got another Yar. So we're getting quite a lot of new vehicles coming in. Just to show you that, if we come in here and sort by, so again, the what you actually see with these early vehicles, they all look very much the same. But what you'll see is that some of these have got an increasing road speed. So like this Gaz AAA, it still only carries 4 tons of oil or fuel, but it's now got a top speed of 52, but we're not actually breaching the 60 kilometre for a gravel road. So there's still no urgencies here. We've got a bus here with 55, 53. We've got a snow plough here, but of course, again, because this is the DLC ones, which have come in 1932, you can see they've still got a very slow kind of top speed. We've got a water truck here. And what we've actually got here, I think this is one of the new additions that was part of the last update, where they've actually added the YAR 2D Open, which has got us a higher carry capacity. I don't know if there's a covered hull version here. Let's see, there's a slightly higher covered hull one now with 8 tons, but I don't think there's a dumper, which is what the comment was about. Let me just see. Oops. No, the top carry capacity for the dumper is still the Russo Bolt, which is 5 tons, where we my preferred option is the heavy steam hauler. So we've still got that there. Let me get there. Now, one thing I have done is I've started bringing in electronics into here, because what we're going to do is I've actually made a decision here. We're going to electrify that, and I'm going to electrify that up to there. I'm going to get this started. So this is going to be a permanent electrification, especially up to the terminal here. And I know that the top speed of this is only going to be 70 kilometers an hour, but I think doing this will kind of make a difference going forward, so we can get this electrified. But of course, the main job that Guy is working on, we'll kind of add you and you to that. So what we're going to do is electrify all this in here eventually, because this will be giving the access to the what we call it, the depot, which we're going to need. And of course, this won't be used very often. I might electrify this just to keep it simple, but then come out differently there. So we've now completed the research. That went very, very quickly, actually. This research guy must be... And of course, there's no more research to do. And in fact, one research I didn't check is over here. No, we've only got the advertising for Western countries, advertising for Soviet countries. So if we go back to the mod and put horse in, and of course, what I thought might happen has happened. We still can't unlock this horse feed converter because we need electronic circuits. So if we go down over to here, I think electronic circuits is 1934. So we still can't use what I was looking for until 1934, which is annoying, because what's actually happening is that because the research restrictions now, this research restriction, the building that I'm showing as a mod, while I'm here, we're just going to take a quick look and see if there's anything else that we can go. If there's anything for 1933, got television, 43, 42, 55. No, it looks like the next key research date is 1934. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff that we're going to do in 1934. But it looks like it's all technical, so we've completely cleared out the medical research. So effectively, this building is going to be almost irrelevant. Now, the reason I'm saying it's almost irrelevant, now, For anyone who's not sure what this building does, what this building does is you can attach it to the horse repair building here, and it will supply all the basic components that you need beyond. I think the only thing it doesn't produce is fabric, but it does produce steel, plastics, mechanical components, electrical components, and electronics. But the amount it actually produces is only really sufficient to keep this repair building going, and that's quite significant because eventually even this repair building will not be up to repairing the more modern vehicles, because what you need to be aware of is that as your vehicles become more modern and bigger, the repair cost actually increases subtly. So this repair building, well, at the moment it's doing a sterling job, but by the time we get to the 1960s, if you got, especially like in the case of war stock, we will have to build another proper repair building in there in order to keep things going. Looks like we've actually, what's that there? A fire engine. Okay, we're scrapping fire engines. Let me just check that. Okay, looks like we've got a steamer. We need to replace that. We need that in, what's that? That's the Russo bolts. What we got here, I don't really want to spend dollars, so we're going to have to do it. We're momently replacing with the Russo bolt, which I can't see. We got Mack trucks here. Here's the Russo bolt. That's a 9. Right. We need the ammo 15. Right. Let me just replace this with the ammo 15. Yeah, this is a bit of a mistake. Sorry about this. Let me just, because what I do want to do is standardize the fire engines. I know it takes away some of the flavor of the game, but some things do need to be standardized. Police cars, that's now on, I think we're push you to the what's the top speed of the Russo bolts? Sort by speed. Okay, 1931 Gaz A, year 60, year 75. What are you? Year 63 Gaz. I think we'll stick with the NAM. We'll standardize you on the NAM. I know it's only 60 kilometers an hour, but I think if we can standardize them, I think we'll do the same here as well. This just makes everything that little bit easier. Okay, what we got in the way? Okay, maybe we'll go for 4663. Right, this is a bit early. I think there's a mistake in the thing, but I'll take it. This is the Gaz AAA. Okay, I want to use the DLC vehicles for things like this. That will mean that as these now retire, we will replace them with a Gaz AAA 5. And eventually what we'll be doing is actually producing those ourselves, which will cut our costs down. Okay, we've got 2 vehicles here. While I've been taught, I can't see how that would be produced. I've replaced some of these. Let me just look at in here. I've replaced those. What I would like to do is replace a couple of these. I suppose it doesn't make any difference which ones I do replace. These heavy covered holes. I think I'm going to keep it. I can find one of these that's not That's empty. Okay, where are you? Okay. You can get scrapped. And replace you. Whoops. And we will replace you with we'll put a bit more speed onto this one as well. These are the ones that are traveling the distance, so those might actually do it. How are we doing over here? Okay, we've now removed the road. As usual, I'm getting a little bit distracted. Remove you. Got something there that might cause a problem. Let me just see. Okay, we'll get that in. Don't really need that. What I will do is bring you to there, because that's an existing junction. So right, and we can build out that silo. It probably won't be ready for oh, one thing I did have oh, where did you come from then? Oh yeah, this bus got lost. It ran out of fuel. Wow, it came up all the way up here from Warstock. So it was actually coming up all the way from here, and I've sent it all the way back again as well. But it actually ran out of fuel. I just want to check something. Yeah, okay, we got a new vehicle type. I've just sorted out the fire trucks. We've got a PMG-1. I've got a feeling that is a NATO fire truck, but we'll take a quick look. I'm always interested in fire trucks. Yeah, there it is there. It's only a level 8, but it's fast. Now, that is an opportunity, because although we don't really have the asphalt roads for that, but because it's slower, but it's also faster in its own way. And by that, what I'm saying is that that could be useful where you've got a fire station like out here, where you've got long roads round. So we might, but that's where we might actually, what we can do is I'm just gonna actually, we got the Gaz PMG-1 1932. Is that the one we just? This is the PMG-1. We just see purchase all vehicles. We got that one that's 57, this one at 70. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop that one in on the end here, so that we've got coverage. Anyway, finally we can get down to Milford-on-Sea, which of course was the main focus of the last part, where we got our tourists coming in. Don't know if the beach is open yet. No, it's still closed due to bad weather. What we have got is a little kind of carousel going here as well, which kind of acts as a form of entertainment. We've got guests here. What I do need to do now is change this route. And we will now deliver there and remove you. And what that will do is that will bring the tourists into here. And of course, what we are going to need to do is deliver to here. And what that will do is we'll spread our tourists out across this area here. Now, income wise, I haven't checked here. We're only on the 7th of the base. We have to go back. So at the moment, we're making about 17,000 rubles per month on our tourism, and if we can increase that again, and I think at the moment that is more than the 17,000 is more than what we are spending on food and alcohol and meat, but it's still kind of a little bit marginal. So what we're going to do is come up to here. Now you see here all the trees have gone. The reason for that is that I put, oops, not underground, this one, you see I've done a little bit of leveling up here, because what I want to do is plan a farm out here. Well, a farm and a food production. And what I'm going to do, we'll try and build it all in one place. Actually, yeah, we'll try and build it all in one place, but we may actually have to plan it somewhere else and drop it in. Actually, I think I will plan it and drop it in. Right, so what we're going to need is a train station. I'm going to start with a train station. And we're going to need the biggest warehouse that we've got. Again, and this will, let me just see. And we're going to put, where's the road connection? The road connection's that end. Flip you that way. And I want away. I want to kind of push you like that, but I want you in as close as possible. So we've now got a train station with 2 tracks, because what we're going to build here is a food and alcohol production capability with the best of what we can get. Now this is where the fun can start. We got food there, and this is the biggest distillery. Let me just see here. No. Come on, game. Why can't I? Okay, we're gonna have to kind of tilt this over a little bit. Like that. Actually, if I can get you in a little bit like that, because what we're going to do now is we're going to need a grain store. I'd like this ideally. Actually, I think if we put you there, can we make the factory connection there? Yes, we can. Good. So we've now got the farm, the alcohol, not the farm, we got the rail pickup point for the alcohol and food. Actually, what is the storage on this? Let me just see. Maybe I need a bit of a rethink. What's the biggest? Where's the warehouse? Never. 500 tons of food. I'm just wondering if I say, for example, I remove you, and then we're maybe put you there, and then a slightly smaller one in there, like that. Put one there. I say I'm kind of separating out the two actual warehouses could be quite advantageous. It also means I can push this out a little bit like that. And what that will do is open up this area here. We could create an open area there. Then of course what we'll do now is, whoops, we're gonna, what's our largest farm? Gonna put the farm that side round. Put you coming out like that. Okay, so we've now got the farm there. It actually comes out a lot further than I thought it would. Can I get that a little bit more? Right, maybe just, I know it looks a bit kind of daffy, but I think if we put you about there, actually we tilt you that way a bit. I've got just had an idea, and then we'll just get rid of all this lot. So we can put the road, put you directly into there. So we got the farm that can go out that way across this terrain here. Now the fun bit is how we're actually going to get the rail tracks in. We can this actually we got rail tracks that way. Now we could export the surplus. Trouble is, if I bring tracks around here, we'd have to put a bridge over here and see where that road is there. No, my instinct is that we've only got the only reason we need to send workforce out this way. We could put a footpath underneath here, which we could do, or yeah, we could put a footpath out to here, which we can use underground, and then we just could put, all we got to do then is put a road out to ensure there, because we've got, actually, let me just going to move the farm. Where did I put the roads? Yeah, we got the roads there. I mean, the distance that way, I'm just going to try and reposition the farm. I think, yeah, I think what we've got is, if we push the farm out that way, like that, that pushes the farm a little bit further out into our area here. And that means that we can service the farm by running a road out like that. I'm kind of leaving so we can create this as a farm road. Actually, what I would like to do is put a cargo, let's get rid of the horse thingy. The cargo's going to put a cargo station on this side like that, and we're going to put another one on this side like that. Yep, I think that will work. And we can use these for drop-offs for trucks, or drop-offs and pickups for trucks. This needs to come in here. I'm going to keep the road relatively tight, and then run you around like that. and you can connect to there. Of course, this thing has a one-way system in and out of the silo. We may have a problem here. Oh, well, we can get the railway out of there. That's good. So we can accept the road connection there. Now, the next thing we got to do is can I be a bit sneaky here? This is really close to the border, so if we want to export surplus, especially in the early part of the game, we can you know, say in the first early part, we can export any surplus by truck. I can't see the point of running a train up through there. So what I could do is we run out like that and put something like that. Run that there. Put that there. So that will give us the there. Because we've got to get to there. Actually, change your mind. Well, be a bit extravagant here. What I'm going to do is see if we can. That's no good. That's got no space for the road here. Yes, well, we have got space for the road, but it's going to be a bit of a problem. Mind you, this is a pickup point, isn't it? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a road across there. Yeah, I'm overthinking this. I'll put you there, there, and a road into there. That connects all that up. Actually, what we can do, because this is a working farm, so we can come out that way. You can come out that way. And you can hook up to there. And that is going to be the cargo drop-off point. That leaves some space in here for things like substations and stuff like that. That road there can come over there. Just want to measure this distance. Although we may get, yeah, it's not big enough. Okay, we've got another vehicle here. We've got a Gazette. Well, right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put the crossover there. That will be far enough away to allow that. This will run through here. Oh, we got okay. Again, can I think what we can do is we can run across like that. Actually, this is messy. Don't like this. I'm going to cancel that. And we're going to remove this. I'm going to remove you. Yeah. I think what I am going to do is we're going to take the rail connection Actually, just get rid of the road. I've just got another. No, we've got this connection here, haven't we? Okay, that's no good. Just love planning farm kind of complex areas like this. You can come there. Just make sure you are straight enough to get clear of that junction there. We can put in the crossover there. Come out a little bit more like that. That will come into there. So that means we can pick up food and alcohol from here and take it there, because our primary destination is going to be Lymington over here. Get rid of that. I don't know why I've got it on there. This will come out this way. Actually, I've just had a thought. I might be overthinking this a bit. Yeah, what I was doing was considering putting a rail distribution office here, but I can't see the point. But what we could do, let me just get rid of that. Maybe exporting from here could be advantageous, but I would have to make more distance here. Because we got this circular backtrack here. Trying to think. I think at the moment what I'm going to do is leave this open for things, because it's going to take us a long time before we're actually going to be building actually any rail track out here, because we've got to literally get all this online over here. So we may rework the rail track later on. But what it means is that probably the more important one that we're going to do is this here, in the sense that, whoops, we will need to come out here and again, we're never going to export crops, but we could import crops. Or would I want to import crops? Because to be honest, probably given how flattish this area is, we're probably going to have multiple farms going up that way. So I think if I was going to import crops, I'd probably use trucks in the short term. This is meant to provide all the crops for this entire area. So yeah, I think we've got a valid case for that. Let's get rid of that little bit of track there. So I think we will come down like that. We will have the separation there. You will come to there. You will double track this out that way. We may want fairly long trains here, so we'll put you into there like that. And then what that will also do is open up the potential here. Actually, I'll do it while I'm thinking about it. Come here. And we will put a rail. We put a rail distribution office. It's going to be a little bit far away from the town, but we put a rail distribution office there. Oh, great. This can come there. Put rail distribution. Oops. That can go in, and then of course what we'll do is take these out this side and drop into there. We might as well carry on double tracking this. It's probably far enough. Again, we're just going to connect the pieces like that and that. What that will mean is that we will have a rail distribution office here, which is going to be a little bit lonely. We will need to consider a repair station, which is something else we're going to need. We've got this coming out this way, which will allow us to send food and alcohol to Leamington and want to push out that way a bit. I'm not going to build sorry, we're just going to knock that down. It's the wrong way round and it will irritate me over time. So just going to remove these. Yeah, I've got that these kind of distribution offices, train distribution office, let me just put that the other way. I want the road coming out this way towards Milford-on-Sea. Is that connected? Not that happy with that. Put you there. I'm gonna see if I can do anything about this. There must be, yeah, we got a little bit of a, can we do a little bit of smoothing here? Try again. That looks better. And then we should be able to move those two. So that gives us some rail infrastructure. We got lots of stuff to build out here, but that will come over time. And eventually, as this, I mean, there's no rush to put fields in. And we've got that area there. As I say, we don't really need to actually, how can you put it? We don't actually need to, what we call it? We don't actually need to, okay, so, right. Let's just let the game run. I don't think we got, wow. This is garbage container overflowing, yes. We've got a, right, let's see if we can keep forgetting the sheer amount of waste that can get collected from these buildings. I think if we put this in about there, and actually put you up a little bit that way, you can cover this whole area. You can go high priority. Another, okay, we got a flat iron ship here. Cannot enjoy culture. What's up with you? Are you too far away from the action? You can get up to there. What's up with you? Oh, this is the fact that you've only just arrived. We put the... Actually, just change this a bit, actually. Just remove... let me just remove this footpath here. Put this in as... Oops. Put you in as a mud footpath. But what we will do is run you along behind like that. That's 296. And what we can do is put some more attractions in here. We've got food and alcohol, store delivery. You deliver some alcohol to there. We got an Alf 400. I think the Alf 400 is actually a NATO vehicle, so we can get the bar going. I think it's a store, but that will give us some more ratings. What is our tourist rating? So what do they think of us? Not crimes. Oh well, we got ourselves a 5-star rating. Says here, ended trip prematurely 0, tourist returns 133. We've had no tourists die. Intended to enter the Republic. Enter the Republic. Yep. So we are... Well, looking at this, I don't think we're going to need to advertise. I don't really want to expand our resort any more than this at the moment. I know it's should be a good money spinner. Again, last month. Yep, I mean, we're kind of making 83,000 a month at the moment. That's good. Whoops, I need to put a road connection in there. Get that done. Just let these guys roll. So we've now got this going. And again, I've run out of time. So what we're going to do is just go quick up to here and just see what's going on in the rest of the economy. Our happiness is improving. We've got 39% government loyalty, which means things are starting to cap out this way. Got the road crew are working on this. We will need to get one of our kind of guys starting to build you. I mean, they've got nothing else to do, so let me just see if we got any more. No. So it'd be nice to get this built by July, but it may not work there. See what we got here. Traffic jam. Oh, we got a traffic jam. That's not... There's this guy here. I'm gonna send him... Yeah, I mean, the guy never had enough fuel. See, because I allocated a bus route, he consumes fuel. What I need to do is... But if you tell them to change depots, then they don't run out of fuel. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, we're getting way too much waste here now. So what we're going to have to do is put another burning pit here. I think temporarily... we're going to have to sell some mixed waste for the moment. Yeah, these guys aren't up to the job. I think what of course, what I've done here is I should have put in a... Yeah, I can see what's causing the problem. What I need is a large transfer office. Yeah, And we're going to need a cargo station attached there. Yeah, what's happened here is that these guys are taking stuff individually out to there rather than patrolling the town, which is a mistake. It should be delivering to this. So high priority. Got right. We need to get this built. I'm gonna push that to high priority when it becomes available. Then we'll put this guy onto there. I'm gonna need another distribution office. I don't think I can get what we got here. We got fuel distribution. This is repair delivery, and we got shop delivery here. I don't think I can get another distribution office on the end here. Where is it? Can I get one in? I can get one in here, but it may kind of part of me. We could develop out this road here. Yeah, I think what we can do is put this distribution office there. What that will do is we'll use that to transfer the stuff to the border. But I think with this town growing relatively quickly, we may have to think about an incinerator. And what we'll probably do is put an incinerator out here. Or actually, no, it might be better here. No, maybe here. But what I would like to do is, if possible, just have a look at the waste processing. Research. 1934. I'd like to get this done to 1935 so we can get the waste separation. So if we can kind of manage the waste in the short term, got another kind of all sorts of stuff coming in now. Anyway, I better stop before I get distracted again. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.